Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 11th episode of my Ultimate Decades Challenge. Today is a very special episode since it has officially been a full decade that we have been playing with this family according to the challenge rules. So, because it is the 10th year, I felt like that made cause for some celebration. So, I have gone in and added a bunch of new lots and sims to the world in efforts to spice things up. I am hoping to visit and meet some of these new additions today with both our main and side households. But as you might have noticed, we are currently starting in our side household with Neville and Abigail, since I wanted to begin setting up their lives as newlyweds and potential parents. So once we've spent a few days with them, I am planning to jump back into our main household since there is a few birthdays we must attend to and some new goals that I want to achieve. So I think with all of that, it's time that we just jump straight into this very exciting episode. Alrighty, so to start off, as you guys would have seen, I've had Neville practice a little bit of archery since I do plan to continue his knight journey. To go along with that also, I did change his lifetime aspiration and one of his traits just to suit this kind of story I've had planned out for him a little bit better. So he now has the successful lineage because I feel like him wanting to become a knight is so he can provide for his family and ensure their legacy. And I just added the active trait because I thought to be a knight, you need to be a little bit active, if you know what I mean. But while Neville has been doing that, I've had Abigail start on breakfast, which she seemed to have already finished. I might have them just sit down and have some breakfast. Maybe Neville can chat with Abigail a little bit and see how she's feeling, being pregnant and all. He might ask her about her day and ask her if she needs any assistance with anything. Since this is their first child, I think that Neville might be a little bit nervous and will want to make sure that Abigail is in the best shape. It is interesting though, they cannot keep their hands off each other. They are so in love, so flirty, I am living for it. But now that it seems like their breakfast is over with, I might have Neville continue with a bit of archery, and I wanted Abigail to start going foraging to collect some ingredients so they actually have something to cook with, since their first meal was, of course, gruel. I have also been thinking about their little garden over here and realized that if they are our side household, they probably should also abide by the seasonal harvests that you're allowed to have for each season. So of course it is fall, and I realize that I have planted a few things that aren't fall related. So I think I might remove those, and when she goes foraging, hopefully she can find a few more ingredients that we are actually allowed to plant. My main thought process behind that though was that we only have 2 more days left of fall, so it's not really worth starting a harvest for fall. So I'm thinking maybe these ingredients will go towards their meals and the winter harvest. But I have checked and you're allowed to keep garlic, so we'll keep the garlic on and I'll just remove the strawberries and seeds that I was going to plant. Oh, and of course I'm interrupted by the tax collector who has arrived. Great to see that we're starting the episode off with something familiar, the Sims taking my money. So let's have Neville come over and pay our taxes. We don't want our first week of living out of home to go negatively, so let's get on to that. You know what, maybe let's come over and ask him to just go away. I don't want him here poking around our home. It's good to see that Abigail is back and she managed to actually grab a few ingredients, which is good. She is just about to use the chamber pot or clean it actually, which is nice of her. But I'm thinking maybe she should go and collect some water since she is starting to get negative hygiene and we don't want her to become stinky. So I'll have her quickly finish cleaning this and I'll find the nearest water source. I'm thinking that our closest one is over here by the Bennett household. So Abigail might come over and gather some water. I also did spot some wild mushrooms that I also want her to harvest before she heads home. And of course, I just got the notification that the trader has arrived. So it's a very busy Friday morning. Of course, we don't really have anything to sell. So maybe Neville can come over and purchase a few things. I do kind of have the idea that maybe once Abigail has given birth to her child, that I want her to start maybe making some meals and selling them at the local market that I've added. I'm not really sure how that's going to work, but I thought it would be a cute way to kind of intertwine the idea that maybe Abigail and Neville want to have the Heidelbrand Tavern passed down to them. And maybe Abigail showing her culinary skills will prove that they're worthy of that. That kind of storyline is not set in stone yet, but I just thought it might be something cute that we could work towards. So maybe we should buy a few ingredients to get working on that eventually. I know that a lot of this you can get by foraging and hunting, but maybe we can purchase a few specific things like some cheese. And I actually feel like that's a suitable amount for the moment. I don't think we need very much else since we can just go foraging and hunting for it. So that's 60 simoleons that we're just about to spend. And look at poor Abigail. I've just noticed that she's stopped going to collect water because of how dirty she is. But I'm sorry, miss, the only way you're going to stop being dirty is if you collect some water. That is just the cruel way of living off the grid. And why does Neville have the blacksmithing skill? What? Wait, what are you doing? Neville, mine for silver? You can mine basic rocks in this game? I didn't know that. Well, he just managed to get one piece of silver ore, which is quite interesting. And please, trader, come on now. We're not doing this again. Leave, please. Send home. I don't want you stalking up this area, especially now that Abigail's pregnant. All right, perfect. We've actually managed to cultivate a decent amount of mushrooms, so hopefully we'll be able to make something a little bit nicer for dinner. Maybe we can invite the Hastings over for dinner or something. I feel like that'll be quite cute since they do host a lot of parties themselves. Maybe we invite them over and have Abigail make them a nice meal. Of course, I need to make sure that we actually can make a nice meal first, or else it's not really going to work. And of course, how can I forget that most of the ingredients need flour and butter? Maybe while Abigail is taking a bath, I'll have Neville come over and make some homemade produce. And instead, Abigail can go and visit the village shop. Oh, Abigail is not feeling it today. She's going through a mood swing and is feeling irritable. Look, maybe it's not a good idea to invite the family over if she's feeling like this. Oh, no, I don't really know what to do. Maybe we'll see how she is after visiting the village and we'll regroup then. Oh no, we can't go to the village. I think that it must have closed or something. Oh, that's so unfortunate. Okay, maybe it's really not the day to invite the Hastings household over. Maybe we just sent Abigail foraging again. She might just need to clear her head or kick the bin, maybe. Whatever works for you, honey. I don't want you to chat with Neville though, because I feel like you might go off at him a little bit since he's been doing archery all day. But look at this sweet man just picking it back up again. Oh my goodness. He's feeling pretty confident though because he hit a bullseye, which is nice. Good to see that someone in this household is happy today. Okay, I got really late all of a sudden. I just had Neville go out and he did manage to collect a few bits of meat. He got a small rabbit, a pigeon, and a duck. With it almost being 9 o'clock, I really don't feel like we're going to be able to invite anyone over today. A little bit upsetting, but you know what? There's always tomorrow. I think today was definitely one of those days where we were just getting the Sims all settled and ready for their new lives. And speaking of that, Abigail did just arrive home, still just as irritated as before. However, she did take that flirt, so maybe her emotions are turning around. I also don't know what she's planning to stomp. And why has Neville come over to watch? I'm so confused. Okay, maybe it was nothing. You are confusing me a lot today, Abigail. And please don't kick the bin over again. We've already gone over that. Okay, see, this is exactly what I was talking about. I denounced their friendship. Abigail, what is going on with you? See, this is why I didn't want her talking to Neville. No, the two of you, what are you doing? Please stop. Why are you getting so angry at each other? Abigail's not even angry anymore. Okay, and now they're blowing kisses to each other. These two are so bipolar. Okay, you know what? I feel like you guys should just go to bed. This has been a crazy day of a lot of emotions. Maybe they're both feeling a little bit overwhelmed moving out together and weren't expecting the challenges that have arisen. And maybe they just need to spend the rest of the night cuddling in bed to relax themselves. So come over, you two, and let's just head to sleep. Alrighty, guys. Both of our Sims have just woken up quite simultaneously, and thankfully they're feeling a little bit better today. Abigail is feeling a little bit uncomfortable. However, Neville is feeling pretty good and has actually seemed to grow some facial hair. It does weirdly suit him, though. Maybe you guys should let me know what you think, and if you guys don't like it, we can change it. Or I can just shave it off, one of the two. But also, how did I not realize that Neville is making breakfast this morning? And he's actually making pigeon pie. I don't know why he thought he has better culinary skills than Abigail. I mean, he's just reached level 2, so who does this man think he is? But you know what? I'm just going to let him have it. Maybe it's his way of showing his admiration towards Abigail and kind of wants to apologize for what happened yesterday. Maybe, Abigail, you can come over and harvest some of your garlic. I didn't really expect for it to blossom this soon, but it is Saturday, and we said that every Saturday we were going to collect our harvest. That just means that I might also have to jump into our main household at some point today to grab their harvest since it is Saturday. And it's good to see that the pigeon pie is ready. They're both just sitting together having breakfast again. This seems like a really cute routine that they've both discovered together. You know what? Since you two are so obsessed with each other at the moment and you did have a little bit of a fight yesterday, maybe we start today with a woohoo. Oh, see, they're going straight for it. Pregnancy is not stopping her. Unfortunately, I don't know what we're going to do with this pigeon pie, though. I'm a little bit upset that he's made such a big meal with a lot of our good ingredients. Maybe we put that in our inventory and we take it to the market today and see if we can sell the single servings of it. I'm not really sure what else we can use it for. But they seem to be quite pleased with themselves. And now Abigail is thinking about her family members, weirdly enough. But I think I'm going to quickly care to Neville's needs and then I'm going to send Abigail out. Okay, and I've just had Abigail pop over to the local marketplace, which is a lot I've just added and customized. I found it on the gallery and I think that it's super cute. I've just gone in and changed up a few things just to make it more appropriate for my style of gameplay and the requirements I need. But of course, the main reason I came here is because of the market stalls. So I'm hoping that if I come over, I can add our pigeon pie servings in there to sell. Okay, there we go. Let's see if we can put them in here. And we can't. Okay, so my idea has just gone down the drain, it seems. We can't put anything into the sales table. That's unfortunate. Okay, you know what? We might have to rethink how we go about Abigail and Neville inheriting the tavern. But you know what? This little venture was still worth it because at least I got to show you guys the marketplace. And I think we actually do have a few Sims over here, which is good. Oh, Mary's here, which is nice. Maybe we can come and ask how she is. And interestingly, our Lord Knox Lambert is also here as well. Abigail seems to be chatting him up and being flirty. Okay, no, stop. Abigail, we're leaving. We're going somewhere else. I'm not having you flirt with the Lord. I don't even know why she did that. She's feeling uncomfortable because she's burnt her arm. Okay, how wonderful. I'm even getting a little bit worried with her being next to two complete strangers because I don't know when she's just about to pop out a romantic interaction without my knowledge. And she's also just ordered a drink as well. This is not what I was expecting for my marketplace visit. You know what though, once she's finished her drink, I think I might just send her straight home. There's a few more things that we need to get started on, and that is a little bit more of a priority than sitting around drinking all day. You also shouldn't be drinking being pregnant, but of course they wouldn't have cared about that in this time. So I'm just going to let her do her. But thankfully she's finished, so let's now head home. So we're back from that eventful trip, and I think the first thing I'm going to have Abigail do is go foraging again. We have to make sure that we cultivate all of our ingredients. You know what? Maybe when she comes back, I'll also have her visit the village shop so we can get some of those finer ingredients that we need. And I guess that I've missed my window of opportunity since we can no longer go. How wonderful. I guess that means that we're just going to have to make something with the ingredients that she managed to forage. Maybe we can actually use this pigeon pie since it does spoil in 13 hours. You know, this would have been a lovely night to have their family come over, but when I think about it, they're not really in a state to have anyone come over. They barely have the ingredients to fund themselves at the moment. Perhaps they feel as though they need to spend some time alone just to get situated and used to living together. Apparently, it's not taking them too much effort though, since they still can't keep their hands off each other. Unfortunately, though, this was the last night that I was going to spend in this household, and it doesn't seem as though Abigail is going to have the baby anytime soon since she's only in her second trimester. So I think we are going to have to come back, but it kind of works well since we do need to pop into the Hastings family in order to do their full harvest. So I'm going to say bye to these two and hopefully we'll see them soon. It's good to be back in the main household. I'm not sure why everyone's standing out here, but I know the first thing we need to do is get onto our harvest. So William, you can come over. Let's evolve some of our plants and get on to harvesting. Oh, stop. This is too much. Look at these three talking and catching up. I feel like we have not had a moment like this at all, so I'm so glad to see it. Maybe let's give each of them a heartfelt compliment, brighten their day, and then we can impersonate some family members, because how funny would that be? But while they're chatting, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I did add a few things for our little Sydney over here. I've added a little pile of hay for her to sleep on, a little toy box, and a little food bowl that I thought was perfect since it kind of looks like a makeshift pot that they would have used. So I think that's very time appropriate. But of course, when talking about little Miss Sydney over here, I do need to change her name. And one of you guys came up with the most adorable name, which I'm going to change right now. So, keeping with the S theme, Sydney's new name is Sylvia. Thank you so much to the person that recommended it. I think it's so cute and fits her perfectly. And what's this? Hamish may have been the one getting pranked by Harris, but he totally respects how funny it was. Could that mean that Harris likes pranks? You know what? That is actually perfect. I definitely think that Hamish would like to prank people. And with all of that over and done with, I want to see how the boys are going. I think they've managed to harvest everything, which is amazing. So I think for now, I'm just going to have all the Sims head to bed and I'll catch you in the morning. Okay, you guys, it is the next day and all of our Sims are awake. It's just about to hit 10 o'clock, but I thought I'd jump in and just have them all have a little bit of breakfast and care for themselves a little bit before we get on to today's festivities, which if I hop into another Sim, I might be able to show you that it's All Souls Day today, which is very exciting. We haven't played through this holiday yet. But from my knowledge of this specific holiday, it mainly focuses around celebrating the dead and acknowledging those who haven't passed on to heaven yet. So I was having a think about it and thought maybe we spend today going to the local graveyard and finally putting Arthur's late wife Marie to rest, since she is our only past family member. But of course, before we get on to all of that, we do have to do the roll for our winter season since it is the first day of winter. I think we won't worry about putting all of the old crops away yet, just because I want to get onto today's festivities more. But I do think I'll quickly do the roll at least. So just for a refresher, since I feel like it's been a while since we've done this, if we roll a 1, it's poor soil. If we roll a 2, it's great soil. If we roll a 3, it's a crops blight. And if we roll a 4, it's a bug zone. So I'm not actually sure which one we had for last season, but I'm hoping we get a good one this time around. So I'm going to pop into our D4 roller and give it a quick roll to see what we're going to get. And we got a 3, which, if my calculations are correct, means that we have a crop blight this season, which is terrible. Of course, in the season where we have such a limited amount of things to plant, we have a crops blight. But we can't argue with the game, so I'm going to jump into build mode and quickly change that now. Interestingly, last season we actually had a bug zone, so I'm going to have to get rid of that and put a crops blight on. And also, while we're in here, a few of you guys have mentioned that the reason my Sims are getting so dirty every day is possibly because of this lot trait. So I feel like I'm going to remove it for this episode just to see how much of an impact it actually has. Because I don't know about you guys, but constantly having to wake my Sims up and bathe them all every day is exhausting, especially with the amount of Sims we have. So if you guys are happy with that, I'm just going to turn that lot trait off for the moment and we'll see how they go. But onto more exciting matters, our Sims are actually all quite happy today, which is a pleasant surprise. So I think we'll be able to jump onto this All Souls Day celebration soon. But without realizing, the trader has actually arrived. Same with our dear Abigail, who is looking quite big at the moment. Oh my goodness. Could we have twins on our hands potentially? I'm not too sure about that, but we will check in with her soon. However, we do have a lot to sell today since we had our harvest yesterday. So I'm going to have Arthur come over and sell everything we can. I'm not sure why you're hugging our child, but I'll let it slide for the moment. Oh, and he's doing it again. All right, this is starting to get a little bit creepy here. Wait, they're good friends? What? Since when? And Secret is too? Excuse me, when was this a thing? When did you even have the chance to talk to the trader? Oh my gosh, all the kids are good friends with the trader. I'm a little bit concerned about that, to be honest. Not sure when, why, or how that happened, but I'm just going to get on to selling our ingredients. And you know what? I'd say that was pretty successful. We managed to cultivate 724 simoleons, which I'm going to check now. Good to see that our funds are going up a little bit because I would like to work on some home improvements eventually. But now that we're finished with the trader, I'm going to send him home. And everything else that was in Arthur's inventory that we couldn't sell, I'll quickly sell manually now. And we made an extra 519 simoleons. I would say that was quite a successful money day. But now that we've had the trader visit and all of our Sims needs are pretty good, I think I might have everyone come together and we'll finally make our way to the local graveyard. It is crazy to think that it's been a decade since Marie passed away. I'm glad to see that all of our Sims have made it to the graveyard together. But I think somewhere over here might be cute. I've just removed the gravestone that was there and maybe we put Marie here. So we'll have all of our Sims come over. If you didn't notice, I also had Abigail join us because she is still part of this family. And now that everyone's here, let's get Marie and place her down. There she is. And now I feel like it's also the perfect time to place the little tulip down that I've been holding on to since I think maybe the first or second episode. I also did notice throughout the gameplay though that Sigrid also has a tulip, which I think I'm going to place down. But now I feel like it'd be a good time to engrave her gravestone. Maybe we say, "You will always be loved." I don't know, something like that. There we go. Now, unfortunately, we can't mourn it, which is a little bit weird to me, but I might just have everyone come over and have a moment of silence. Aww, I didn't actually ask her to do this, but Elizabeth has just planted the tulips right next to Marie. That's quite sweet. And now they're watering it. Oh, this is too cute. Oh, you guys, this is such a cute moment. I'm so glad that the whole family's here together. Unfortunately, our little kids didn't have the pleasure of meeting their grandma, but I'm sure through all of the stories Arthur is telling, they'll get a little bit of an idea of who their grandma was. However, I don't think we'll be staying here for too much longer because we do need to get home and actually celebrate Elizabeth's birthday. She is following in the footsteps of her husband and is aging up into an adult, which is quite scary because that of course means another death roll. So, with that in mind, I might have all the Sims come over for one last little mourn and then we'll head home. But now that we've done that, it is, of course, time to hold another little celebration today, which is Elizabeth's birthday. Now, just like with William, I don't think we're going to throw anything too fancy, but I would like to at least get a cake going. So maybe we can have William come over and do it. I'm not sure how high his cooking skill is, but we'll do it anyway. Please, William, I'm trusting you to not set this house on fire. You don't really have a good track record, so my fingers are crossed. And just like that, our cake is ready. No! Harris, there's no way you just did that. There is no way that you just took that cake. Oh my God, I'm so mad. It is 10 o'clock and it's Elizabeth's birthday, and Harris just took a piece of cake. I am fuming. Okay, you know what? It's whatever. We can make it work. Let's have everyone come over. We're still going to celebrate Elizabeth's birthday. Harris is also incredibly scared, and I would be too if you just took your mother's cake that your father made. I don't think that would have went down well in this time. But even Elizabeth and Hamish have taken a piece of cake. Okay, you know what? Maybe I just have to age her up manually and we'll just pretend she blew out her candles because we do not have time to make another cake, nor the ingredients. There she goes. Elizabeth has aged up. Now comes a time of the infamous death rolls though, so I'm going to get those up quickly. There is a part of me that is very nervous for this death roll because if Elizabeth gets a 9 or less, she doesn't survive. So I'm going to grab up the D20 roller and give it a quick roll. And there's no way she survived, you guys. She got the highest number. She got a 20. How are my Sims going through this? I don't know how they're surviving these rolls. Okay, you know what? The Sims gods have spoken. I'm going to jump back into game. And I guess them having the cake was an early celebration because they all knew she was going to survive. But now that we've gotten that over with, I think I'm going to have my Sims enjoy the rest of the cake. And I'll catch you guys when they wake up in the morning. Okay, you guys, it is the next day, and only Sigrid and Elizabeth are up at the moment, and they've actually decided to spend their morning being quite cute. They just finished giving each other a hug, so maybe we continue this for a little bit. But of course, just like yesterday, we're going to finish off the leftovers of our cake from yesterday, and I might have Elizabeth whip up something quickly for the rest of our Sims. Unfortunately, it's not going to be as interesting, but we might as well make a little bit of pottage. For today's plans, though, there isn't as much to do. The only really exciting note we have is that it's Anne's birthday. So I'm thinking we might throw a little party again. So to get it started off early, I might just make another cake. But I feel like I haven't even mentioned it yet. It is now fully winter, you guys. Look at our home. It is fully covered with snow. It actually looks really cute. I'm not mad about it. I know that our Sims are probably freezing in this weather since it is quite chilly, but I'm living for this. Oh, and just to ruin it, our bathtub is broken. Wonderful. Alrighty, Arthur, come bring your handiness skills over here, please. Without realizing, you guys, I also noticed that William had a hatchable egg in his inventory that is spoilt. However, I don't think that matters. So I'm just going to plop it in our coop and hopefully we'll be able to get a new chicken on the way. And some of our Sims are already here. That was quick. We didn't even get the chance to clean up. Maybe we come say hello to everyone. Oh my God, Elizabeth, please put candles on. Okay, we did it this time, you guys. We have a usable cake, which means that Anne will have her birthday. Let's make sure everyone's here. Good to see that Abigail's arrived. And no way, guys, she actually had her baby. She's not pregnant anymore. I timed this so poorly, but I'm going to ignore that for the moment. And we're going to have Anne's birthday. So where is our sweet little Anne? Here she is. Let's have her come over and blow out her candles. Just like every birthday, I am quite nervous about Anne aging up and having to do her death rolls. But let's cross our fingers and hope she manages to pass it through like all of our other Sims do. It is still a miracle at this point how all of my Sims are alive, so I actually wouldn't be surprised if Anne is the first to get a negative death roll. But here she goes. She's aged up and she was the highest in motor and creativity. I feel like she'd probably go down the creative route, honestly. And we'll just randomize her trait now. And she got the music lover, interestingly. That actually kind of works. Okay, perfect. So here's little Anne. I'll quickly pop her into Kaz and then we'll do her death roll once we've finished. And here's little Anne after her makeover. She actually looks so much like Sigrid. It's just her eye color that's different. But now, of course, it is time to do her death roll. I am so scared. I really love Anne and think she has the cutest little makeover. So I'm going to be so upset if she doesn't survive. But of course, for a child, if she rolls a 9 or a 19, she doesn't survive. So there's quite a likely chance that she's going to survive this, which is good. But I'll get our D20 roller up and give it a quick roll. And she's gotten a 20 as well. That is so close to 19. I'm so glad that she's managed to survive this. I don't know how she's managed to survive this or how any of my Sims are managing to survive this, but they are. And I'm going to take it while I can. That means that little Anne survives another day. And I think that is cause for celebration. So everyone should come over and definitely have a piece of cake because I'm not having my Sims have any leftovers again. But of course, now that we have another child to stay, I think it's time that we remove this toddler bed. The first time that we're not going to have a toddler bed in the house. It honestly feels quite roomy though, so I'm not mad. And I might actually keep this bed out here and maybe put Arthur in this bed and I can have all the kids have this room to themselves. But we'll see how we go. And now that we've finished our birthday celebrations, I'm just going to send everyone home. And that was really cute, you two. But I think it's time that we quickly jump in to the Heidelbrand family and see the new baby or babies that Abigail has delivered. Okay, I did actually get a little bit of a sneak peek when I was moving over into this household, but they've actually had twin girls. Oh, here they are. So over here we have Mura and we have Tori, which is actually really cute. Similarly with Jerome, though, from our royal family, I did actually have names picked out for them. So when they age up into infants, we will change them unless you guys are happy with these names. But of course, before we get too attached, we do have to do their death rolls. So of course, for Abigail, she needs to roll anything but a 1. And for the babies, they need to roll anything other than 5, 10, 15, or 20. So not too bad. I might just jump over and do Abigail's first. So we'll give her a roll. And she's rolled a 20, which is crazy. We've gotten a lot of 20s this episode somehow. Now let's roll for the twins. So we'll roll for the first twin. And she got a 14, which is crazy. She just missed the marker, which means she survives. And Tori got a 10. Wait a second. I think that means that we've had our first death, you guys. Oh my goodness. Tori unfortunately passes away. No, this is so cruel. Not the twins. You can't have one twin survive and the other not. Oh my goodness. Okay, a little bit of a warning here, guys. I am unfortunately gonna have to have her taken away since that's just the way it works. So I'm gonna unfortunately have to starve Tori. And she's been taken away due to neglect. That is so upsetting. We've just lost one of our children. Abigail is distraught. Look, we've got to take the positives from this. At least our beautiful Abigail and Mura have survived. Let's come over and cuddle her and maybe give her a coo. Try to enjoy these few moments. And I think on that note, you guys, I am going to end this episode here. We have officially had our first death due to the death rolls. I knew it was going to come up, but I didn't expect it to happen to these twins. Thankfully, though, one of Abigail's children have survived, and both Elizabeth and Anne did as well, so not too bad of an episode. However, I really hope you guys did enjoy today. If you did, please feel free to like and subscribe so you don't miss the next one. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, and I can't wait to see you next time. But until then, bye everyone.